This is it for Kirk Cousins. Yep. We like to overstate the obvious on this channel and probably bring up too much of the same information that you probably already knew. But it's what we like to do. When it comes down to it, I think us Vikings fans knew that when Case Keenum left and by way Kirk Cousins came in, there was going to be a couple things that we were going to notice. Number one, the 2017 season, was special. Like, almost as special as his hairdo that looks like Jimmy Neutron right now. But truthfully, that season was so special, and it was put together for one of the Vikings' only chances in the last decade to actually win a Super Bowl, other than the 2009 season. We get it, but it was put together masterfully, and it was just a magical season that just obviously didn't end the way we wanted. Enter Kirk Cousins, whom we're not going to get into that right now. We're not going office on this bit. When it comes to Kirk Cousins, I think Vikings fans are both on ship and off ship. Again, it's a Vikings reference, because there have been seasons, his first and third seasons, where I was kind of like more so the first season where I was kind of on the fence, and his third season this last year I thought actually was pretty respectable when you think about it, because you talk about a man that quite honestly was the only reason the Vikings probably won any games last year other than Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook was the main reason, but Kirk Cousins was certainly a big help. And before we get into why this is the season, this is it for Kirk Cousins to win a Super Bowl, make sure you guys like, subscribe down below, leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. Now, Kirk Cousins, first season. We're talking about a season in which he threw 30 touchdown passes against 10 interceptions, nearly 4,300 yards, and completed 70% of his passes. Came back the next year. That's when the Vikings made the playoffs. Did not play great at times, but through 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, over 3,600 yards passing, the Vikings won in the playoffs. I believe they won in the wild card, but lost in the divisional round to the 49ers. Completed 69% of his passes. And then he led a Vikings offense that was lethal this last year when they had maybe some semblance of an offense. Actually not. No. You had Riley Reeve, Dakota Dozier, who was a liability, Garrett Bradbury, who was spotty at best. Then you had Ezra Cleveland playing out of position, who actually did kind of admirably. And then you had Brian O'Neill, one of the few solid options on this offensive line. Now Riley Reeve's gone, so he's basically the only one that we know for sure is going to be somewhat solid. But when I say this is it for Kirk Cousins, this isn't all on Kirk Cousins. It's the way the Vikings are handling this season, in my opinion. You look, okay, so one of the biggest glaring needs for the Vikings was run defense. They went out and signed Michael Pierce 2 seasons ago, who opted out last year. They got Dalvin Tomlinson, who's going to come out and just absolutely wreck people. Also adding in to help out that run game, Sheldon Richardson. They drafted Jalen Twyman. They got some edge players, Janarius Robinson and Patrick Jones II. They brought back Stephen Weatherly. They drafted Chaz Surratt. These are a lot of moves, and they brought in some players like Nick Vigil on a one-year deals, even Xavier Woods to kind of patch up that what, in my mind, Anthony Harris was supposed to be last year, and just play that role. Just be able to let Harrison Smith be in the box and let Xavier Woods just do his thing over the top. Now they also brought in Patrick Peterson. A lot of one-year deals, a lot of players that really are, and I believe, are close to or either at the back ends of their careers. Because this is it. This is it. And then to even further my point, they drafted Kellen Mond in the 3rd round, which, by the way, was insane value. I've been able to look at this a little differently. That wasn't a great pick. Now, when it comes down to Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's been a disappointment. I really don't. You talk about a guy that in his first couple of seasons, his offensive line has never ever been a strong suit. He's had a running game. He's had a defense. I would actually say for 2 out of his 3 seasons, this last year was atrocious. But now I believe this is the season in which he has it all. He's got a defense. We talked about it. That I think that the Vikings defensive line, if they play out to the potential that they have, they can certainly be a top defensive line in the entire NFL. You talk about, now I know Michael Pierce went down with a calf injury. That's why you signed Sheldon Richardson to come out and do some great things. I think he's still a starter in this league and is going to do some things. You also got Jalen Twyman, Hercules Mataafa, Armon Watts, James Lynch. There is just so much talent on this defense. It should be a literal crime as to how good this defense is. You got Eric Kendricks, one of the best off-ball middle linebackers in the entire game. Anthony Barr coming back on a one-year deal as well. Another player we forgot to mention on this, especially after his contract situation. But Cameron Dancer coming out. Patrick Peterson. This is just shaping up to be. This is it. They signed the players. There's no more excuses. It's just chips in the middle. Go out and get a Super Bowl. Let's see what happens this year. I think that's what it's come down to. And it's nothing. It's not. Again, it's not on Kirk Cousins. I think he's played admirably in these last couple. In these 3 seasons. Have I loved every second of it? Clearly not. Have I been on the edge of my seat for most of it? Yeah, I have. But I will say that it's been fun having a quarterback that is he's great at times, but he's inconsistent. I don't know if that's the right word. But there's been a lot of fun watching Kirk Cousins because I really think he's brought an attitude in terms of the Vikings that they're going to be in a lot of football games because when he plays like it, he is actually a top 10 quarterback, and I'm really excited when he's on the top of his game because he is actually a really good quarterback. And he doesn't make too many mistakes when he's there. He doesn't, he puts balls right where they need to be. He's got one of the best deep balls in the entire NFL. So really, to me, it's I think he's a top quarterback when he's given the opportunity. But let me know what you guys think about this being the last shot. This is it for Kirk Cousins with the Minnesota Vikings. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten. We love every single one of you. Thank you guys so much. Check out our website at thesportsbreedpodcast.com. Give us a sub and a listen on iTunes as well. And in the description down below, you will find all of our social media links. If you want to give us on social media, make sure you guys do that as well. And if you'd like us to send anything you would like us to cover, make sure you send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com. But let us know finally what you think about this being it for Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.